Uptime Kuma, a simple tool that is a perfect fit for monitoring your home lab. In this video, I will show you the basics of using Uptime Kuma, like setup, monitoring basic services, HTTPS, and certificates, notifications for Telegram and Discord, as well as advanced monitoring for Healthcheck endpoints and Cronjobs. The setup is super simple. Just head to the GitHub page, which I'll link in the description below, where you can find the compose YAML. I'll also directly link the raw link to it, so you can download it. First we'll create a directory for Uptime Kuma. Switch to it. Download it. In my case, I got to edit the file because I'm running Uptime Kuma already on the same instance. I do run docker compose upd, and it's running. To set up basic HTTP checks, we'll need to add a new monitor, and then we've got the monitor types. As you can see, there are a bunch of them. For that case, we'll set up the HTTPS check. I'll give it a friendly name for my Jellyfin instance that I'm going to check, with the IP address and the port where the web service is running under. And since this is not running a certificate, I'll also not set up a certificate expiry notification. This is just a basic HTTP check. Hitting save, and here you can see already it's up and running. Next, we'll do HTTPS check that also includes certificate checking for the hostname duckduckgo.com, since I'm not running any TLS certificate internally, but we'll also want to check that, of course. Here we'll set up a certificate expiry notification and hit save, and the check is running successfully as well. On the right side here you can see when the certificate is going to expire, and also all the certificate details for that. And in your account, under settings and notifications, you can see down here the TLS certificate expiry settings. So here you can define when you want to be notified, at which point. Basically, once by default it's 21 days, then 14 days, and 7 days until certificate expiry. Moving on, we will set up another service check for ping. So just to cover that, also to check if an instance is up and running, I'll just pick one of my instances, configure the ping check, and hit save. And here we see it's also working for that instance. And last but not least, for the basic checks, I will configure a TCP port check for SSH. I'll run that for this host name, for that IP address, port 22. Hit save, and we can see also a TCP check for the service port 22 for SSH is running for that instance and is marked as being up. To set up Discord notifications for Uptime Kuma, we'll go over to our Discord instance. Hit right click to our channel, click edit channel, go to integrations, and we'll create a webhook for it. I'll just rename the webhook also to Uptime Kuma. Let's save. Click on copy webhook URL. Then we go to Uptime Kuma in the settings section. Go to notifications, set up a notification, search for Discord. Keep that, set a Discord webhook URL. We can test the whole thing by running test. There we see already a test notification. And we can then apply the setting for all existing monitors by hitting the toggle and clicking save. To test if the notification works, we can just go to the Jellyfin check, for example, change the service port, which should then fail. You can see already the service is being marked as down, and in Discord it shows as well that the service is down. If we then go back to Uptime Kuma and change the service port back, the service is being marked as up, and Discord shows also the up notification. To configure Telegram notifications, you will open your Telegram app and text with a bot father to create a new bot, and then you store the credentials. Then you store the API key. Once you chat with the bot, you should be able to open up the URL I'll post in the description as well for the Telegram notification. This URL, you place your bot token here, you append it to bot /get updates, and then in the JSON you should see the details, and in that case here the chat ID that is required to pass on to Uptime Kuma. Last but not least, I will show you my favorite Uptime Kuma feature. Those are the advanced monitoring checks. For that, I will use my Glutan VPN instance, which exposes the status running if the application is healthy, and if it's not running, it reports something else. We'll add a new monitor for that. Go on with the HTTPS keyword check instead of the HTTPS check. Put our Glutan status page to the URL, check for the keyword running, call it GT, and hit save. And it reports that it's up and running. If the application reports anything else but running, let's say here right now the state is running, we'll set it to down. It reports that the check is down because it's an unexpected keyword. So we'll set it to running again, and we're fine. The push monitor is a perfect feature for monitoring cron jobs. We'll set here a friendly name called push, and Uptime Kuma exposes a push URL. And if you run a post request against that URL, it marks the application as healthy. It expects always by default an interval heartbeat every 60 seconds. So if your cron job doesn't meet that criteria, it marks the application as being down. So we'll save that. And right now the application is in the state of being unknown. I will set up a cron job with a fake backup script on my instance now, so you get an idea how it works. First of all, we will create a fake backup script in opt backup sh, run echo hi. We'll save that. Okay, already the 1 minute threshold got reached and the application hasn't heard back from a post request. So we will change that. I will go to etc cron d and set up a push notification cron job. We'll configure here a cron job that runs every minute with a user root running the opt backup script. And this is the key here. So we'll run a curl request against that endpoint. And yeah, it's not a push, it's not a post request, it's just a get request. But we will see that it should work in a minute. Okay, and now while I was already starting to debug why it's not working, it is actually working now after I made the script executable, and the push notification has, or the push health check has marked this as up. So you can use that to monitor your cron jobs, and I think it's a perfect use case if you've got some backup job running to check to ensure that the cron job executed properly. Of course, you can use it for any other cron job, but that's just a use case I really like. So let me know what you think of Uptime Kuma and especially the advanced monitoring checks and how it could help you to monitor your home lab. Thank you. Bye.